What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We've got some more junk reclamation projects to do. I actually haven't finished that one. If you've been following along with the shed, that's going on its own foundation and getting a new roof line and etc. This came with it. We got this for $100. This little gazebo was sitting there, and I was all set up to pick these up with the skid steer and move them. Anyway, it's sat by the side of the road all over the winter time. It's a cool piece. It's got a real cedar shake roof that was in the shade before, so it's got some moss that's likely dying on us now, being out in the full sunlight. It's a full treated construction and has a heavy coat of that paint, kind of. It's either paint or that painty stain on there. It's well constructed and, you know, measures out geometrically, kind of, you know, perfect, whatever. The point is, we're going to turn it into the chicken coop. I don't have a use for this yard art type of a thing, but we can't have the coop that close to the neighbor, and we have to reduce the size of our chicken run. So the plan is, in fact, the lovely Katie Merrill, my beautiful fiance, had this idea. I keep joking that it was mine now that we moved on it, to turn it into the coop. What I'm going to do is I set it on a big pile of lime crush run here, limestone, and that ultimately gets it. This is already, you know, the creek's right there, so this is all floodplain gravel. Nothing stands in water around here at all. It's not at the highest point, and so I needed some crusher run anyway, so I made like a hill here and I leveled it off and I set this on there with the skid steer, and that'll be enough. It's got a pretty good size overhang, so our water's going to land out here and roll away. Obviously the wind can blow rain in a little bit, but overall, given what I spent on this, if it starts having trouble, we can always dig out and put it on blocks and then dig the rest of the material away. So we're going to close it up, and we're going to sheet or side right on past the edge of the floor and over most of the rim joist, at least half of it probably, or so. So somebody else has gotten started here before me, but I'm going to saw the rest of these floorboards off flush. I toyed with the idea of taking them up and putting plywood down, but the fact is I can just put plywood on this if I really feel I need that. And my plan is to get one big piece of HDPE plastic and cut it in a hexagon that just sits down inside. Something along the lines of 1/4 of an inch thick. Maybe I'll have to go up to 1/2 inch from like the gravel pit, or, and you know, the same place I got the filter material for the gravel filter. They line their, you know, chutes and work, you know, their dump trucks with that heavy plastic. So anyway, that'll make one smooth surface for scraping and cleaning off pretty easy. I'm going to preserve the idea that it could be put back to being a gazebo someday. I'm going to saw through here with a very thin curved sawzall blade and just nip those nails off, take the railing sections out. One of the biggest reasons I wanted to take the floorboards off was because these bench pieces, I believe, I guess they are sitting on top. I don't know what made me think they went right straight through into the floor box. I thought that was kind of crazy. Yeah, so they don't. So anyway, the bench will be sliced off and set up in whatever 4 sections upstairs, and then I'm sure as these 6 posts go up, they twist a little bit or list a little bit, and so we'll be filling them in with wall framing, but we'll be pulling on this with a come along or ratchet strap to straighten it up as we go, so that we're done 1 2 3 4 5 6 slices of probably T111 like that, although I'm not sure it's going to translate. I wouldn't put shake back on it, that's redundant. I thought maybe clapboards. Either way, I hate to buy sheets of OSB to sheathe it like for what they're asking now, and then side it on top of that when I could do sheathing and siding with T111. But I don't want to get into, I mean, I want to finish these the same, so we have a little farm complex kind of happening out here with a little kind of a silo shape and a little barn and stuff. But anyway, that's TBD. This little detail area around the top, I'm going to leave it above our finished wall, so our wall will come up and be, you know, our top plate will be here. But then I think I'm going to be milling some grooved material to carry hog wire and some balustrade for some deck projects this summer. So I'll mill a little bit more, and that'll be grooved material I can put below and above here, and it'll have 1/2 inch groove in it. But then I can put some 1/2 inch bi-folding, you know, just some 1/2 inch panels of plywood that slide all the way to one way or the other. So ultimately you can shut this vent all up, because I will be finishing up in here so that this isn't clear and open up here. But what you'll be able to do is come in here in the summertime if it's standing in the beating hot sun, and as well as opening windows that I'll tell you about. be able to slide one half of these all the way around, so you've got a nice vent happening, you know, let the heat out of here. And so our door is here, and I took the trouble to line up the front door with this sidewalk. So the sidewalk someday will be finished right up to here, and this sidewalk will be finished right through here, and so it'll be a nice little hot route from wherever if we pop out there to get eggs. So our egg box will be in this, on this facet here, under a tall thin window, front door, and another tall thin window here. But that'll mean that oh, and then the fence will move from here over to this point and go over to the building there. So there'll be an alcove again where the garbages and stuff can go for this tenant. They right now they can't get back in there, so our fence is going to move over. It'll help out a lot of stuff here, but you'll be able to basically approach along the sidewalk, you know, over here, and you'll be able to just walk up and flip up and get some eggs out. And what that means is, you know, and then the chicken door, you know, where he just came out over there, that'll go out this facet, because I can see that from the building. So I can take stock of the fact that, you know, it is in fact closed for the night if I ever am concerned about Mr. Fox or anything like that. So I can see the chicken door and I can see everything, and we don't have to go into the run proper if we're just stepping out to get eggs, so you don't get any poopies on your feet. So that's sort of the whole idea with that. And we've got 2 windows I'll show you. And then we're going to do a Kansas City shuffle with a door for this, because I'm all out of pre-hung doors, which I had quite an inventory at one time. These were seconds or like leftovers or something from the local lumber yard. I walked by and went, hey, what are those? They're Silver Line by Anderson, which is sort of their low end. I think they purchased that from somebody. They crank out, which is kind of a bummer. But they aren't going to see a lot of use. I like a double hung sliding sash, but I can always pull these out and throw something else in there. They're an insert, and so they haven't got a nailing flange, and they'll need to be trimmed, but that's fine. I mean, for 50 bucks, I think I got both of them for 50 bucks. And so they'll look nice tall and thin to play up the overall tall thin quality of that Coop. And then I am going to take a door out of my place. Please excuse my phlegm retention, phlegm excavation, phlegm, whatever. This door on our side of the building here, this was a solid slab when I moved in, and I ended up just taking a window insert out of another door that I had, measured up that rough opening that was in that slab, translated it onto this door while it was in place, and threw that door, that window insert in here, so that we have some sunlight here if we want it. However, the rest of this building has 2/3 light doors, which is more like this here. It's a lower, you know, the window goes lower, so it's 2/3 of the overall height of the door essentially. And so that looks kind of crappy anyway, and it's been there forever, and it's kind of become our primary door. So I have a friend who installs doors as a contractor for the box store, Lowe's, Home Depot, and he came by this one that was going to go back for a small defect that he fixed. The latch hole wasn't exactly drilled correct to the lock set hole, which he just re-drilled quick. But this is a fiberglass. It's completely composite construction, and it has composite matched brick mold. It does need a little bit of touch up, but it would have been nearly $1,000, and it's a 2/3 light, which is in keeping with the vintage of my place, and it's a worry-free, you know, composite construction throughout. And so this will go where we just were. That shitbox old door will go in the front of the chicken coop. It'll look just fine, and we got to get that done in the next few weeks before the town comes looking for that coop to be where I said it would be by the middle of June. So stay tuned if you want to watch me transform this thing. Next step is, like I say, getting the railing sections and benches out and flush edging the, you know, putting a flush edge on the floorboards. And then we will come back and fill all those sections with framed walls with rough openings for those windows and that door. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you.